If you are using Payload CMS, how will you convert their medium impact hero section from this to something like this? So we also have a dark version of this hero section. That's it. And so what I'm going to do is, first of all, when you look at the default config file for the heroes, the fields are not that many, so we only have the rich text. But what I'm doing is I'm going to add the sub tagline here, and then I'll add the title. So the sub tagline is going to be the first thing that you see, this one here, and then the title is going to be this. Now for this particular section here, I'm going to leave it as the rich text, which in this case is going to be a description bar. So that one is going to remain as the rich text that you see here, which is using the lexical editor for that. The links are still going to remain the exact same thing. So the user will have to specify out of the entire thing what exactly they want to highlight. So once I am done with specifying the config file, I will select the one that is rendering the hero section, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by destructuring the new fields that I've added. So we have sub tagline, title, and the highlighted text. Now you can ignore most of the other sections of this particular form, because most of it is going to be so that I can handle one. First of all, there is an animation at the background. Those are what the other parts of the code is mostly for. And there is also a little bit of animation when the page is first rendered. We have the sub tagline moving from the bottom to the top, and the text sort of having a little bit of an animation. So for now, we are going to leave out the partner section here, because I'll talk about it in a bit. So first things first, the animations on it are the things that I'm defining here. And when you move a little bit to the bottom, so the word to highlight is what I'm using this set function to get. I want to highlight each of the words only once. So even if the word is selected or entered twice, I can handle it only once. And since it's a string, I'll convert it into an array. I'll convert the title word, each word, into an array, and then I can select each of the words, and then I'll look through the highlighted text to see if that specific word at any point in time is highlighted. And if it is, when that word is highlighted, when the specific word is highlighted, I add this kind of text to it. So that's how I came up with this entire section. So we have the title, that is a field that I added to the configuration file. We have the subheader, and we have a highlighted text that I've added. So apart from that, nothing really has changed from as compared to the original configuration file from payload templates. Now the next thing has to do with the partner section, or the team section, that is showing each of the team is moving along. So to get this, what I did was I created a new folder, and the configuration file is specifically for globals. So I'm using globals here because I think this is not really going to change in the course of the application, because I expect them to be the same, almost like the header or the footer. So for the header and the footer, if you've used payload template before, you know that they are globals. So I just created a global, and it's also of a type array, which means that, so since it's an array, they can create the exact same thing multiple times. So we have a logo, which is the image for this. We have the title here, and then we also have the link. So the link is optional, whether the link for the specific partner. You can see the site partners here. So the individual can add multiple site partners. The individual can just select the image, and then they can select the name of the partner. And once they save, that partner will also appear on the page. And to render the global, the first thing that we have is a server action to get all the globals from the partners global and then we are returning that to the client component. And so here the client component, initially we are setting the global the partners to an empty array. Once we initialize this, we try to get the global or the partners, all the partners from the server action. We fetch all of them, and once we get all the partners, we use that, and then we render that right under there. So what we are using here, I'm using a framer motion for this, and so essentially I'm just rendering the image and the specific partner link if they want it, as well as the partner's name or the title. So once we have all of that defined, then we have something like this. I have built a couple of payload applications already, and in this one I want to show you how to build real world payload application from scratch. So make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.